In this video, for the first time, I'm going to play Vintage Jewel Shops, Mishra's Workshop plus Coveted Jewel. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Vintage Jewel Shops, but before we get into the deck tech, I would like to take a moment and thank community member James Hayek for this donation deck. They're a member of our Combo Cabal tier, which is our top tier on this YouTube channel. With that, you get 1 hour free coaching, but you also get a donation deck every month. James cashed that in to see a deck that they're interested in playing at Eternal Weekend, which is Jewel Shops. So it gets its name from Mishra's Workshop, this broken land from Antiquities that taps for 3 generic mana, and it can only be used to cast artifacts. Okay. And then Coveted Jewel, a 6 mana artifact that when it enters, you draw 3 cards, so Ancestral Recall, and then taps to add 3 mana of any color, so Black Lotus. They stapled together Black Lotus and Ancestral Recall to create this card. But it does have a downside, and if an opponent attacks you and their creatures aren't blocked, they gain control of Coveted Jewel, which means that they'll untap it, they'll draw 3 cards, and then they get that 3 mana. So risk versus reward. But you do have things like the One Ring, Paradoxical Outcome. Paradoxical Outcome can actually pick up your Coveted Jewel, so that way you never have to risk that downside. But more than likely, you're going to copy that Coveted Jewel with Phyrexian Metamorph. You'll draw 3 more cards, you'll make 3 more mana, and you'll start chaining those effects until you can win the game. You do have Tezzeret Cruel Captain from the latest set that untaps that Coveted Jewel, so that way you can make even more mana, or you can untap the One Ring, so you can draw more cards. You could also untap Time Vault, so you can take infinite turns using Tezzeret Cruel Captain from Edge of Eternities. And I think that this deck is just the Goblin Charbelcher of Vintage, which is why I've never played it before. But James wanted to see it, so that's what we're doing here today. And I hope it goes well. If it does, like, comment, subscribe. And if it doesn't, like, comment, subscribe anyway. Support us. I would greatly appreciate that. I'll see everyone in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswim.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswim.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match number 1, we're on the draw with Jewel Shops. Unfortunately, this is not a keep. We will mulligan. I have no idea what the opponent's playing. Alright, so we have Time Vault again. We don't have Key. The Metamorph doesn't have anything to copy other than Time Vault. I think you're supposed to go to 5. Like, this hand just doesn't function. Okay. So I think we keep this. Get rid of the Mishra's Workshop and the Grim Monolith. The opponent plays a Mana Crypt. We'll let that go. Turns out that they're on initiative. Void Mirror. We're going to let that happen. Okay. Trinisphere. I don't think that's good against initiative. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just a hunch that I have. Oh, I didn't realize that Void Mirror would counter my Soul Ring. I'm such an idiot. Okay, I guess I'm going to shame concede here. I thought Void Mirror, and here, maybe this is me being, really bad at Magic. I always thought that it was if you don't pay mana. I had no idea that it was colored mana was the specific thing, so I guess you learn something new every day. So I learned that I'm a complete idiot, and I learned how Void Mirror works. What a win. Alright. My bad. So James was nice enough to send me a rough sideboard guide, so I'm going to try to follow that here. It says to take out the Trinisphere. That's not a surprise. The Vexing Bauble, that makes sense. And then we want Dismembers, and the Needle, and then the Might and Weak Stone. Okay. I do wonder if you could board in the Kappa Cannoneers, or if that's just too far off the game plan. But we'll try this. On the play. Also, we could always change it on the draw. Like, there's a chance that something like Karn the Great Creator isn't good enough on the draw. This is a turn 1, the One Ring. Yeah, I think we keep that. We don't have Force of Will, but, I mean, turn 1, the One Ring is pretty good. We'll play Mishra's Workshop into Mox Pearl, and then the One Ring. Okay, then we'll draw a card. Dismember's not a bad one. Alright. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people commenting about how dumb I am about game number 1, but, live and learn. Not the end of the world. They play a Plains into Void Mirror again. So colored mana matters. Got it. So we'll draw. Okay. I can't play the Mox because of the Void Mirror. We learned that. I can play Sink in a Stupor. And I think I put it into play tapped and I just passed the turn. So next turn I can play, assuming I draw another mana, I guess I could play Sink in a Stupor as a land. And then we'll play Coveted Jewel, bounce the Void Mirror with the Sink in a Stupor. And I guess it's really my own fault for game number 1 for not actually reading the card. I just thought that I knew what it did. They play Cavern of Souls naming Archon. Yeah, you got it. Alright, I'm paying a white mana. If this gets countered, I'm going to be very upset. Okay, so that worked. And now we'll lose a couple life to the One Ring. We'll draw 3 more. We'll play Sink in a Stupor as a land. Ouch, I go to 10. And now we'll play Coveted Jewel. Draw 3. So I do have another Sink in a Stupor. I could bounce the Void Mirror and then play out a couple Moxen. And then next turn I have Otawara to bounce the Void Mirror again. So I say we just bounce the Void Mirror here. Play Mox Jet, Mox Emerald. We'll play Needle. And we'll name Wasteland. Pass the turn. They play a basic Plains. Clarion Conqueror. I do still have this Dismember in my hand. So we lose some life to the One Ring. Urza's Saga is the draw for the turn. So I'm going to kill the Clarion Conqueror. This puts me down to 3 life. So we definitely have to tinker away this One Ring. We'll add some mana. And now I will cast Tinker. Sacrifice the One Ring. So I could grab Time Vault. I don't have Tezzeret or a Manifold Key. Or I could just grab Coveted Jewel. That's probably the move. Alright, so Coveted Jewel happens. We'll draw 3 cards. And there's Tezzeret. Tolarian Academy. Don't mind if I do. Welcome, friend. Alright, so we hit Tezzeret and the Manifold Key. We'll play Tezzeret here. We'll untap the Coveted Jewel. We'll play the Manifold Key. Actually, let's use the artifact mana from Mishra's Workshop here. Alright, Tezzeret triggers. Untap the... Oh, hold on. Untap the Coveted Jewel. There we go. And we'll make a bunch of mana here. Let's play another Coveted Jewel. Let's just do it. Alright, so triggers happen. We'll draw 3 more. We find a Soul Ring. Play that. Tap a Tolarian Academy for a bajillion mana, roughly. And the opponent concedes. Okay. On the draw. I have to imagine Karn the Great Creator is not amazing on the draw. But I could be wrong. I'm open to that world. I wonder if we want the Argentum Masticore as a way to play a more fair game. Like, I don't think Tezzeret's amazing here, so maybe we could get rid of those. And then we'll bring back in Kappa Cannoneer. Or is like just playing the beatdown not good enough? Also, apologies if I'm a little sniffly or if I sound awful. I've been sick this weekend, but I'm finally feeling well enough to record. So, you know, thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, I just don't know how good Kappa Cannoneer really is. That's my fear. So maybe we bring in a Grim Monolith. Let's try this. So when I was constructing this to play today, I was a little surprised that Jewel Shops does not play Mox Opal. Because it's like the best artifact combo deck in the format regarding like number of artifacts you play. And I would have just thought that, hey, it plays... Oh, this hand is very good. That it plays Mox Opal, but it just doesn't. And I was very surprised. So we'll keep this. I mean, it feels bad to exile your Ancestral Recall, but it's a turn 1, the One Ring, plus Force of Will. They play a Mox Jet, Mox Emerald, Cavern of Souls, so now they can make Archon of Emeria uncounterable. I thought about countering the Mox Jet, and then I was like, that feels real dumb. And it is an uncounterable Archon of Emeria, so that's what I get. Ancient Tomb, we'll play that. Play the Mox Ruby. Pass the turn. I need to draw Dismember now. They play a land. Seasoned Dungeoneer. I will Force of Will that. So they attack, I'll go to 17. We can still win this game, it's just tough. Ooh, that kills an Archon of Emeria. So we'll play Grim Monolith. And I can't cast it this turn, so I have to pass. Clarion Conqueror. That's not nice. Alright, so I need to draw a Mishra's Workshop. Brutal. I'm at 13 already, too. Well, that is Mishra's Workshop. Okay, so it enters tapped. We have to pass. And now a Void Mirror. Wow. So hateful. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to come back now. I'm at 8. Another Mishra's Workshop. Play it and pass. I mean, if I play any of these spells, they'll be countered by Void Mirror. Another Void Mirror, sure. So we'll take the hit. Ouch. Mox Jet. So that's not going to do it. We lose match number 1. Sorry, James. Sometimes you just lose. I mean, the only decision I had this game was do you Force of Will Mox Jet? And if they played like a Null Rod or something, I would have felt real bad if that had happened, just like forcing a Mox Jet. So, I could have. I didn't. And that's what it really is here. So we're 0-1 to start. Let's just go get match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the draw in what I believe is the mirror match. So I will keep this hand. I don't know how great it really is, but it is a hand with Force of Will blue card, and you can play a turn 2 if you're lucky, the One Ring. And I say if you're lucky because you do need to draw another mana source. Our opponent mulligans to 4. Bazaar of Baghdad, so not the mirror match. This person, when I was looking up Jewel Shops list, was playing a lot of Jewel Shops, but I guess that they've switched. That's a first turn hollow 1. I mean, do I Force of Will this? I guess so. I don't know. We'll exile Phyrexian Metamorph. Like, I don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of other cards I can Force of Will. We'll play Urza's Saga. Pass the turn. No Dredger, but they do have a Bazaar of Baghdad. They play another Bazaar of Baghdad. Pretty good mulligan to 4. Creeping Chill and Silver Smote Ghoul. And no Dredger still. No cards in hand. Urza's Saga goes to the second chapter. Hello, Ancestral Recall. Okay. Target myself. Alright, I guess we're passing. I mean, I can play a One Ring the next turn. So, Narcomoeba enters, Creeping Chill. So this is going to trigger the Prized Amalgams. And then the Creeping Chill will trigger the Silver Smote Ghouls to return on the end step as well. So it's very important that we play and resolve a copy of the One Ring next turn. And they finally hit their Dredge creature for what it's worth. Another Creeping Chill. They attack for 3. I'll go to 10. Our life total's already pretty low here. Alright, look at all these creatures. They're at 26. Tolarian Academy. Oh, I didn't float mana! Uh-oh. That was not good. I meant to float mana. I didn't realize I was clicking into the trigger. That's my bad. Ugh. Whoops. We'll grab a Manifold Key. That is awful. I am so sorry. Not my best league so far. We'll play Mishra's Workshop, play Grim Monolith. Tap the Grim Monolith again. We'll play Grim Monolith. I feel really bad about that because now I have to waste a Grim Monolith here. Can't take me anywhere. So we have protection. We'll draw. Draw another Force of Will. We'll untap the One Ring. Draw 2 more. And I have to pass the turn. So our opponent can dredge the rest of their library if they wanted to. But I have protection, so I don't think there's anything too meaningful that can happen to me here. They've already gone through 3 copies of Creeping Chill as well, so there's only 1 Creeping Chill left. So we lose 2 life to the One Ring. We go to 8. We draw Coveted Jewel. Let's draw 3. Trinisphere and Ancient Tomb. So I think we're supposed to play Tolarian Academy. And then we'll play another copy of the One Ring. So that way we have ring protection once again. They draw 2 in response. They're looking for a Force of Will here. Ooh, they actually dredged. Interesting. Okay. And now they're going to dredge again. Sure, so they hit the final copy of Creeping Chill. Sure, I'm at 5. You got it. We'll keep the new one. So I have ring protection. Tolarian Academy taps for 4 mana. Untap Grim Monolith. So if I play the Coveted Jewel, they can take it if they attack, which I don't love. But if I draw any, like, Mox, I could cast Paradoxical Outcome, and we haven't drawn one yet. So I think I'd like to try resolving Coveted Jewel here. I did not draw it, but I did draw a Time Walk. So what if... You know what? I'll draw a card off the ring. I'm going to tinker away the ring here. So I'll play the Mox, use the green, and now I will tinker, sacrifice the One Ring, grab Coveted Jewel. We'll draw 3. We hit Black Lotus and Time Vault. So I'll play Time Vault and now Time Walk. So that is the game. I just have to find a way to win now. Discard Ancient Tombs. I don't really need those. I guess the Trinisphere. Phyrexian Metamorph. We'll tap. Mishra's Workshop will play the One Ring. Tap Tolarian Academy for a bunch of mana. Untap Time Vault. Take an extra turn. We'll draw a card. And whoops, cancel. Paradoxical Outcome. Pick up everything. Pay cost. I don't know if I actually selected everything here. It looks like I missed a Coveted Jewel. Doing my best. Alright, so we'll play Grim Monolith. Play the Black Lotus. Mox Emerald. Another Grim Monolith. Play the Time Vault. Tezzeret Cruel Captain. Untap Time Vault. We'll take another turn. Play Manifold Key. Tezzeret gets a little bit bigger. Untap Time Vault. Take another turn. I guess we'll play a land. Play another Coveted Jewel. Alright, we draw 3. Play the Mox Jet. Play the One Ring. Triggers. I guess we go to our next turn. Get rid of some of these Metamorphs, I guess. Or maybe I get rid of the Force of Wills. I don't think I need those anymore. Mishra's Workshop. Sink in a Stupor. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm actually going to win this game. I guess we'll ultimate our Tezzeret. Tap the Tolarian Academy. We'll play Coveted Jewel. Okay. Play a couple more Mox, and there's only 14 cards left in my deck. Tap the Mishra's Workshop. We'll play another Coveted Jewel. What does Manamo do here? I don't think anything. Sorry, I'm just like not sure what I'm actually supposed to do here. Untap the Time Vault. Take another turn. We'll play Soul Ring, I guess? Am I supposed to like bounce all of their creatures? Like, I don't really know here. We'll tap a Coveted Jewel. Bounce a Prized Amalgam. Go to my next turn. I guess I get a combat step here. Coveted Jewel, I guess. So now we go to the next turn. Outcome. Untap Time Vault. Take another turn. Untap Grim Monolith. Play Mishra's Workshop. Only 10 cards left in my deck. I'm nervous about what I can actually do here. We'll reanimate the One Ring. So it becomes a creature. Swing. They block. It kills my Coveted Jewel. We'll go to my next turn. 15 minutes left on the clock. Play Mox Sapphire. Ultimate Tezzeret again. So now I have 2 emblems. Untap Time Vault. Take another turn. We'll turn Mox Jet into a creature. And Mox Pearl into a creature. This is not how I saw winning the game. There's still a Karn the Great Creator somewhere in our deck, but I don't think it has like a combo win card in the sideboard. So now we go to our next turn. No. Play the Ancient Tomb. Untap the Time Vault. Take another turn. Turn Mox Ruby into a creature and then Mox Sapphire. Swing. I guess this is one way to win. So they'll take 3 going down to 20. Untap the Time Vault. Take another turn. Go to combat. Mox Emerald. And Soul Ring. So this will be 15 damage. Discard Time Vault. It doesn't matter. Mana Vault, I guess that's actually what it's called. 13 minutes left on the clock. They're just trying to burn my clock so I time out this round. Coveted Jewel. Coveted Jewel. And then we swing. Okay, so it was a little messy, but I won the game. That's good. Yeah, if I had gotten Karn the Great Creator, it's not like there's a combo win in the deck anywhere. So I guess like beating down with Tezzeret is the way that I win. It's really messy, but that's how we do it. Or like Saga Constructs. We likely want Grafdigger's Cage and Pithing Needle. Dredge gets around the draw effect of Hull Breacher, so I don't think Hull Breacher's any good here. The sideboard guide says to take out the island. Okay, I guess we'll do that. A Grim Monolith, and that's it. Okay, so this is what we'll do. I'm sort of just flying by here on the seam of my pants. Like, I just don't really know how to play this deck, so I'm trying to learn it as we go. And that's why the Void Mirror thing in match number 1 was so embarrassing. They mulligan. So this is a turn 1, the One Ring. I think we keep this. You can cast Paradoxical Outcome off of the Talon Gates of Madara. So that's an option. Just throwing it out there. They exiled 6 cards to Serum Powder. And now a mulligan to 5. Alright, 5 cards. First turn, Bazaar of Baghdad. Golgari, Grave Troll, and Stinkweed Imp into Hollow One. Very good open. They still have 2 cards in hand, so it could be Force of Will plus blue card. Coveted Jewel. We'll play Mox Jet. And the One Ring. It resolves. Draw. Another Paradoxical Outcome. Not the best. I had to imagine they're going to dredge the Golgari Grave Troll, and they do. They hit an Icarid and Force of Will and Force of Negation. Okay. So we'll lose 1 life to the One Ring. We'll draw. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. So that can grab a Grafdigger's Cage or a Needle here. Play Mishra's Workshop. We'll play Grim Monolith. Tap the Grim Monolith. And we'll play another copy of Grim Monolith. Play the Tailing Gates. And this will phase out the Hollow One. And then we'll play Coveted Jewel. They activate Bazaar of Baghdad in response. Interesting that they're dredging here. I guess they're just trying to hit Creeping Chills. I guess Narcomoeba would steal the Coveted Jewel. Maybe they're thinking about that. So we'll draw 3. Force of Vigor. I will Force of Will. Exile a copy of Paradoxical Outcome. Draw 3. Tap for 3. We'll play a Phyrexian Metamorph. And we'll copy Coveted Jewel. Draw. Mox Emerald. Tap for 3. We'll play Tinker. Sacrifice the One Ring. Grab a Coveted Jewel. Play Mox Sapphire. Mox Ruby. And now we'll Paradoxical Outcome, picking up our entire board. I believe we have this one now. Let's just start casting cards. We have Tezzeret plus Time Vault. So let's play Grim Monolith. We'll play Grim Monolith. Tap. Play Time Vault. Play Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Untap the Time Vault. Take another turn. Play Karn the Great Creator. I guess we'll minus the Karn? I don't know. We'll grab a Kappa Cannoneer. And then go to cleanup. Get rid of some lands. Probably don't need the Trinisphere anymore. Or the One Ring. I forgot how large my hand was, so I was like waiting. I thought that Magic Online was lagging. It turns out I just needed to discard way more cards. So we'll play Urza Saga. Untap the Time Vault. We'll take another turn. Play the Coveted Jewel. Alright, some triggers happen. I guess I'll play Vexing Bauble? I don't know. And then let's play the Kappa Cannoneer. And now we'll go to my next turn. I guess I can plus here. Alright, we'll go to my next turn now. No. 7 minutes left on the clock. We have plenty of time to win this. Urza Saga goes to the next chapter. Let's just make a construct to start. And this should trigger the Kappa Cannoneer. Ultimate the Tezzeret. And now I can pick up the Tezzeret. I do have to take another turn. We'll play Tolarian Academy. Tap for a bunch of mana. And now I will... Let's cancel. Let's attack first. Well, I guess I might be able to win here if I do something pre-combat. So let's Paradoxical Outcome. Okay, and now Black Lotus. The Kappa Cannoneer is just going to get gigantic. 14 cards left in deck. Play Grim Monolith. Another Grim Monolith. We'll play a Grafdigger's Cage. Currently, the Kappa Cannoneer is an 11/11. Play Time Walk, I guess. Play the Tezzeret. We'll bounce an Archamoeba. Bounce an Archamoeba. I guess I'll play a Coveted Jewel. 5 minutes left on clock. Play a few more artifacts here. Plenty of time. 4 minutes? That's an eternity here. Alright, now I have 20. Go to combat. We will make Coveted Jewel into a creature, I guess. Swing for lethal. We did it. It was a little messy, and I'm not super fluid at doing this yet, but we did win a match. That's exciting. We are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Force of Will back up for a turn 1 the One Ring. We're keeping this hand in match number 3. Let's go. Another Bazaar deck. And they kept 6, so that's pretty scary for us. Icarid, Shambling Shell, Hollow One. Yeah, you got it. Coveted Jewel. That was a pretty good draw. We'll play Grim Monolith. And the One Ring. It resolves. We'll draw a card. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Okay. They do not bring back the Icarid. Seems like a wise choice to me. And they're going to just pass. We'll lose 1 life to the One Ring. We draw Soul Ring for turn, and now I'll tap the One Ring and draw 2. This feels like a turn where I have to do something meaningful. We'll play Mox Emerald into Mox Pearl. Play Soul Ring. This will allow me to cast Coveted Jewel. A mental misstep. I have to Force of Will here. I need this Soul Ring. Okay. We'll play Coveted Jewel. And they have Force of Will. They didn't Force of Will my turn 1 the One Ring, though. That's not good. I'll play Otawara. Pass the turn. They must have drawn Force of Will for turn. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. So you might be saying, why did I fight over Soul Ring? And it's because I knew that the Otawara was my 4th mana for a potential Paradoxical Outcome. So it feels like everything went wrong. I'm at 12. They can put 10 power into play, so I'm dead to another Creeping Shell. I'm actually dead to my own the One Ring here. Wow, I feel like this game got away from me. Maybe I wasn't supposed to Force of Will the mental misstep, but I didn't feel like they had a Force of Will, or else they would have countered the One Ring. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dead. Okay. Lesson learned, I guess. I had the read that they didn't have Force of Will, and I was just wrong. So bring in Grafdigger's Cage and Pithing Needle. Island and Grim Monolith. I wonder how good Karn the Great Creator is. Like, I feel like I'd rather have Grim Monolith than Karn the Great Creator when there's nothing in my sideboard that I actually want. So I'm going to board out Karn the Great Creator instead and keep the Grim Monolith. On the play for game number 2. I mean, if they don't have Force of Will, this hand goes bananas. Actually, even if they do have Force of Will, this hand doesn't go bananas. Because it's only 5 mana. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. It's close. They mulliganed. This hand doesn't really do a whole lot. I have a turn 3, the One Ring. I'm going to mulligan. So I have Needle for Bazaar, assuming that they don't have a Force of Will. But then my hand doesn't actually do anything. Am I supposed to keep this or go to 4? They exile the Force of Negation, which is another card I lose to. I'm going to go to 4. This hand doesn't even play Magic. They've mulliganed to 4. I think I have to go to 3. Like, my hand doesn't actually do anything. I guess I should have kept my 5. They've also mulliganed to 3. We're going to keep. Get rid of Paradoxical Outcome. The Mana Vault. Hold on. That's only 5 mana. I guess we keep this. This is really bad. They're also on 3 cards, but their 3 cards are more likely to be a lot better than my 3. They've gone to 2 cards. They kept 1 card. We'll play Mishra's Workshop, pass. Is that 1 card Bazaar of Baghdad? It was. Okay. I would like to draw a Mox Emerald or some sort of card that allows me to cast Coveted Jewel. That does it. Alright, so we'll play Mana Crypt. My life total isn't looking so great right now, but I do get to play Coveted Jewel. We'll draw 3. Play Manifold Key. Untap Coveted Jewel. And then we'll play the One Ring. Okay, so we got a little lucky here. Draw. Pass the turn. And our opponent just concedes. Nice. Alright, so a little bit of luck got there. I'm just going to ship it back for the 3rd game. First turn Tezzeret, which can go get a Grafdigger's Cage or whatever. I think we keep this. I can't play the Grafdigger's Cage on turn 1 unless I draw another artifact. But, I mean, I think that this hand's fine. They opened up Bazaar on their 7. We are in trouble. We are very much in trouble. They discard Stinkweed Imp, Silver Smoke Ghoul, and Stinkweed Imp. Oh my. I think I have to Force of Will this. Okay, they have 4 cards. Can't cast Ancestral Recall. I think I'm going to play Urza Saga. Pass the turn. So I could play the Mox Pearl, but I'd be playing into a Force of Vigor. And I don't think I want to do that. So in their upkeep, they activate the Bazaar of Baghdad. Gets rid of a whole bunch of cards, and now they dredge. Stinkweed Imp. They hit a Creeping Chill and an Archamoeba. Prized Amalgams. Yeah, the damage might already be done. That's a bummer. There's no like Tabernacle or anything like that in this deck. And now they're going to put 10 power on play this turn. So even if I got a Grafdigger's Cage in play, it's too late. Tinker. I mean, it would be good if I could cast it. So I guess I can get Black Lotus off of the Tezzeret, assuming that it resolves. And now we'll play Mox Pearl. Trigger the Tezzeret. Minus the Tezzeret. I guess we do grab Black Lotus. We'll play it. Sacrifice for blue. Let's Ancestral Recall. It replaces itself with a Mox Sapphire. Okay. We'll Tinker. So I could get Time Vault, but I've already used the Tezzeret, so that's not a win here. If I get Grafdigger's Cage, we're still dead if they dredge into more Creeping Chills. And it's not casting the One Ring, so I don't get protection. So I think I almost have to just grab Coveted Jewel and pray. So we draw 3. I hit the Time Vault, but that's not a win here. I can cast the other Coveted Jewel because I drew Mana Vault. So we'll play Coveted Jewel. Triggers. Now we're down to 3 mana. I can't play the One Ring. I think I'm dead. I guess I can channel Otawara to maybe stay alive. Okay. Oh, they have triple Icarid. Never mind. I'm just dead. I am super dead here. And they hit double Creeping Chill. Alright, so we lose the match. Unfortunate. I was 1 mana short of greatness there. Because I could have played the One Ring, which would have given me another turn. And then with that turn, I could have set up Time Vault plus Tezzeret, but I was 1 mana short. Bummer. Okay, we're now 1 and 2. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Let's try to get back to even. We're on the play for match number 4. So it's a turn 2 the One Ring with Force of Will backup. I think we keep that, especially on the play. We're facing Dredge again. No way. 3 matches in a row we're facing Dredge. Holy moly. This one is apparently playing Cabal Therapy. We'll play Mishra's Workshop and pass the turn. Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay. So no follow-up. Black Lotus. I guess we'll play our Coveted Jewel this turn now. Coveted Jewel. It resolves. We'll draw 3. We will Phyrexian Metamorph. And now we'll copy the Coveted Jewel. Mindbreak Trap. I will Force of Will, exiling Sink into Stupor. We'll copy the Coveted Jewel. Play Mox Sapphire. Play Soul Ring. We'll play another another Phyrexian Metamorph that will copy Coveted Jewel. Okay. Ouch, I'll go to 13. Play the Grim Monolith. A bunch of mana here. We'll play Paradoxical Outcome, and we'll pick up everything that isn't the original Coveted Jewel. 4 mana floating. Play Mox Sapphire, Soul Ring, Grim Monolith, the Phyrexian Metamorph. This will knock me down to 11. This is the sort of draw that always happens to me whenever I face this deck. But I feel like playing it, it doesn't happen that often. I go to 9 here. Coveted Jewel. We'll play Karn the Great Creator, I guess. Minus the Karn the Great Creator. I'll say yes. We'll grab a Grafdigger's Cage. And our opponent concedes. Alright, so we take game number 1. And now we'll get rid of the Karn the Great Creator. And the other card was the Basic Island. We'll bring in Needle and Grafdigger's Cage. Submit. It does feel a little bit light in the sideboard for this matchup, I have to say, but I'm not a vintage expert. This deck list did take first place in a vintage challenge, so I'm willing to bet that person knows a lot more about vintage than I do. That said, it just feels a little light to me. Vexing Bauble. Saga in 3 turns gets Grafdigger's Cage. I don't know if that's actually good enough, though. For the science, we'll keep. I'm sure somebody's going to yell at me like, this hand doesn't do anything. Well, I'm going to try it. Deal. So they play Bazaar of Baghdad. They activate. They're taking a long time here. Force of Vigor, Golgari Thug, Narcomoeba. I will Force of Will your grief. You have 3 cards left in your hand. And they let it go. Hollow 1. Okay. Hollow 2. That's not good for me. That is really not good for me here. We'll play the Urza Saga. Play the Vexing Bauble. Pass. And they hit double Creeping Chill. Ugh. Disgusting. Yeah, my draw was not fast enough. Into another Bazaar. Okay, I've seen enough. We can go to game number 3. Wow. What a draw. Okay, so we're on the play for the third game. Let's try to not get destroyed. Sometimes Dredge has draws like that where you were just never in it. So we have Needle on Bazaar, plus Forcible backup. I think we try that. They have kept their second 7-card hand. Sink in a Stupor is a land. Ouch. Needle. We'll name Bazaar of Baghdad. Pass the turn. They just draw and discard. Mishra's Workshop, we'll play it. And the One Ring. Triggers, we'll draw a card. Black Lotus. I guess this plays in a Mindbreak trap. Let's just pass. Giving them 1 turn to potentially dredge into something, and they don't. And now they go to cleanup. The One Ring deals me 1. We'll draw 2 cards here. They're thinking about if this is the time to Force of Vigor. Okay, I did not draw another blue card. Play Coveted Jewel. That resolves trigger. And they just concede the match. I am down. Alright, so we're now 2-2. There's 1 match left. Let's try to finish this with a positive record. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The final round of this vintage league, our opponent has revealed a Lurrus of the Dream Den. We've opened up a hand that is just unplayable. Let's send it back. Alright, so this one has a Mishra's Workshop. I don't know if this is actually good, but I think I'm going to try it. We'll get rid of the Paradoxical Outcome. Or maybe Phyrexian Metamorph is worse. Or you could keep both and get rid of the Tailing Gates. Let's try this. They play a Scalding turn, 4 cards in their hand. We draw Force of Will, that's not bad. We'll play Mana Vault, and then we'll tap the Mana Vault, and we'll play Tezzeret Cruel Captain. The Force of Negation. I think I would like to Force of Negation back, or Force of Will back. They have 2 cards remaining in their hand. They fetch in response. So if this is a Flusterstorm, I could not pay for it. They had a blue. Spell Pierce. Okay. I cannot pay with the Artifact Mana Floating. I have to pass. So they have 1 card in hand. They're about to drop to 2. And I have an Otawara and a Paradoxical Outcome that are pretty much useless here. So they use the Mishra's Bauble. My best draw would be like a One Ring or something like that here. They play Underground Sea. So they'll draw off the Mishra's Bauble. We're going to end up taking 1 from Mana Vault on our draw step. Ouch. I can play the Mox Jet and play the Otawara. I cannot use the Mishra's Workshop to untap the Mana Vault. It does not work that way. It's only to cast artifact spells, not abilities. They play Flooded Strand, so now they can put Lurrus of the Dream Den to their hand. I'm running out of time quickly. And they have a stock up. That's not good. Oh no. They're mulligan to 5, and they're still ahead. I really need to draw the One Ring. Like, that's the card that would make a difference for us here. Phyrexian Metamorph would allow me to Paradoxical Outcome, so that wouldn't be terrible. Ancient Tomb, so I can Paradoxical Outcome here for 2. Alright, Inspiration. We hit Tinker. Okay. We'll play Mana Vault and Coveted Jewel. Does it resolve? It does. We'll draw 3. Tap for blue. We'll play Tinker, sacrifice the Mana Vault. We'll grab another Coveted Jewel. Draw 3. Mox Sapphire. Okay. And now we'll Paradoxical Outcome for 4. Play Mox Sapphire, play the Mox Jet, play Grim Monolith, and now I have to pass the turn. But that was a pretty good turn for us. We didn't win, but it was way better than I expected. We'll discard 2 lands. So we have 7 cards in hand to their 3, but none of the cards in our hand are interaction. And they found Ancestral Recall, so this is back to being a somewhat even game. I'd say I'm slightly ahead, but not by a ton. Black Lotus, okay. Time Walk. They put the Lurrus of the Dream Den to their hand. So they could play Lurrus of the Dream Den, and then replay Black Lotus. And it looks like that is going to be their play. And then they can Wasteland and destroy my Mishra's Workshop. Okay. There's the Black Lotus. They have 3 cards remaining. We did not draw protection. Okay, so I can play the Mishra's Workshop. I guess we'll just start with Coveted Jewel and see if it resolves. They have 3 cards. It looks like it does resolve here. A little surprised by that. We drew the One Ring. We'll play Phyrexian Metamorph, paying life. So I go to 13. We'll copy the Coveted Jewel, assuming that it resolves. Play the Mox Emerald. Another Phyrexian Metamorph. This will bring me down to 11. Copy the Coveted Jewel. I'll draw 3. Black Lotus. Okay. I'll go down to 9. Let's play Karn the Great Creator. This will shut off their Black Lotus. And it resolves, so their Black Lotus is gone. I will bounce their Lurrus of the Dream Den. And then we'll play the One Ring. Okay. I guess I'll draw a card now. We'll go to cleanup. Oh, I didn't even use my Karn, but they conceded. Whoops. Alright, so we got lucky, we won. That's good. We'll bring in Defense Grid. We definitely want that here. It says that we want Dismember. Alright, so the sideboard guide for this one is a little mixed. Against Dimir, it says to board out your Force of Wills, and against Esper, it says to keep them. But I want Defense Grid anyway, so I'm going to board out all 3 copies of Grim Monolith. I think that's fine. Still at 62 cards, though, so I need to make a couple cuts. It does recommend boarding out 1 copy of Coveted Jewel, so I'll do that. And then we need 1 more card to take out. Part of me wonders if it should be Karn the Great Creator, or if we want to bring in the Kappa Cannoneers, because I feel like Kappa Cannoneer is probably very good in this matchup. They have a bunch of Force of Negations and whatnot. Alright, so I think I will try boarding out the Force of Wills. And then we'll get rid of Karn the Great Creator. Let's try this. They reveal their Lurrus of the Dream Den. I think we're supposed to keep this. I wish I had 1 more piece of mana, because then I could play Trinisphere into Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, on the first turn. They mulligan to 6 and keep. Flooded Strand. Mox Pearl. 4 cards remain. Another Coveted Jewel. We'll play Mishra's Workshop. Play the Mana Crypt. And we'll try Trinisphere. See if this resolves. It does. Pass. So I can't actually cast anything in my hand. So I'm going to need to draw somewhat well. They fetch with the Flooded Strand for an Underground Sea. So no Surveil lands. They play Tundra. 3 mana here for a Psychic Frog. Okay. Mana Crypt. We'll choose Tails. We lose the flip. The One Ring. Pretty good. We'll play that. We gain protection from Psychic Frog. Draw a card. Sink in a Stupor. I would like to play that as a land here. Put into play tapped. Pass. What's funny is I could actually turn off the Trinisphere by tapping it for the Kappa Cannoneer. If there was like a turn where I wanted to play my stuff. The Wasteland hurts a lot here. Like a lot. They attack. I still have protection from everything. Triggers. Mana Crypt. We lose the flip. I lose 1 life to the One Ring. Dismember. We'll draw. Another Mishra's Workshop. Let's play... If they force this, I'm going to feel dumb. I actually can't play it. Never mind. I could cast it like this. We'll play Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. And it looks like they are going to counter here. For a Spell Pierce. Sure. And I have to pass. They have 3 cards remaining. They put Lurrus to their hand. I wonder if they're just going to discard everything here to the Frog. They discard Black Lotus. And now they swing. So this will put me down to 11. And now the Frog deals damage. They draw a card. They play a Polluted Delta. I need Mana Crypt to not heal me 3. That would be wonderful. So I'll lose 2 life to the One Ring. Choose Tails, so we win the flip. Wonderful. Draw 3. Well, hold on. We will phase out the Psychic Frog. And now let's improvise for the Kappa Cannoneer. I wonder if that's actually how I want to do this. Let's just play the Kappa Cannoneer. Because if I do it that way, they can force of will my Kappa Cannoneer, and I don't want that to happen. And I have 8 cards in hand, so we will go to cleanup. Discard 1 Coveted Jewel. What? I thought the... Maybe I don't understand phasing. I thought it was going to be gone. So if I had realized that, I would have played Coveted Jewel and then just killed the Psychic Frog. Well, I guess they could discard cards to keep it alive, so maybe that's a bad idea too. Or I could have Coveted Jewel into Time Walk. Yeah, not understanding phasing might have cost me here. I thought that it would have come back into play on my turn. They exile 3 cards to give their Psychic Frog flying, and now they swing. So they could discard 4 cards here, and that would put me at dead to my own the One Ring here. They didn't do it. I would have been dead to my own the One Ring. They just missed lethal. Okay, let's see if I can somehow stay alive. I win the flip, that's good. Now I lose 3 to the One Ring. Draw for turn. Draw off the One Ring. No protection. A little awkward. How do I want to do this? Not even a land. I have to imagine they have something. So I could play another the One Ring here, but I don't think that keeps me alive. Like, assuming that it gets counterspelled. Ooh, it did. So we gain ring protection. Interesting. What is your hand? Where that just resolved. So the Kappa Cannoneer gets a little bit larger. And now I can tinker and get rid of the Mana Crypt. So that way I don't kill myself. Even if this gets countered, not the end of the world. They're going to fetch with Polluted Delta. Or cast a Force of Will. Sure. I will attack for 6. They're at 12. I guess I can draw 1 card with the One Ring here and hope it's a land. And it was. We will pass the turn. Get rid of the second copy of Kappa Cannoneer. A Coveted Jewel. And a Paradoxical Outcome. So I do have the One Ring protection. They play another land, 3 cards in their hand. Okay. I need mana. What to do? Play Black Lotus. So if this resolves, my Kappa Cannoneer cannot be blocked. So then if I time lock here, and then they counter spell, my Dismember would then kill the Psychic Frog because they only have 2 cards in their hand. They're going to fetch in response down to 11. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. So that means the Dismember is no longer lethal. Time walk. That puts me to 1. And I'm dead to my own the One Ring. Ah, bummer. They had double Bowmasters. And I'm 1 mana short of casting Paradoxical Outcome. But I guess I would die from the onboard Bowmasters anyway. Okay. They got me. So we lose game number 2 off to game 3. I'm just going to send it back. I guess I didn't draw any protection because I boarded out the Force of Wills, but I didn't draw any defense grids either. Alright, the final game of this Vintage League. Let's go. I'd like to finish with a positive record, so let's try to get this one. I don't know. I don't think that this is a keep. It's just incredibly slow. This one parties. Bottom the Dismember. We'll play Otawara. Let's try Soul Ring. They're thinking about this. And it resolves. We'll try a Black Lotus. And now let's try Tezzeret Cruel Captain. If this resolves, we can go search out Vexing Bauble. And then our Ancestral Recall would be protected. The Force of Will. I will attempt an Ancestral Recall. Okay. So we did not draw any more mana. We have to pass the turn. They have a Wasteland. Okay. Black Lotus. 3 blue mana. And they have their own Ancestral Recall. That's a bummer. Okay. Yeah. And now they Brainstorm. I'm not feeling so good about this one anymore. And now they cycle a Lorien Revealed. 5 cards remaining in their hand, but the land is about to be in their hand, so 6 cards total. And they're holding the Wasteland at least for now. We did not draw a land. I will play Defense Grid. It resolves, but I have to pass the turn. No mana. They play the Tundra. And Stony Silence. Really? That is devastating here. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think they got me. Yikes. Okay. We'll play Ancient Tomb. Might as well play Time Vault. I guess like my outs here are somehow like channel Otawara on Stony Silence, or we're drawing enough blue mana, like maybe Tolarian Academy and Sink in a Stupor. Oh, wait, that is the 1 Otawara in my deck. It's in the graveyard, so I can't draw it. Our opponent now realizing what Defense Grid does. Congratulations. Ah, Stony Silence. That's devastating. Then another Wasteland. Yep. You can main phase your Bowmasters. There we go. Okay. Draw for turn. Don't think I'm going to play that one. I won't lie, Defense Grid did not seem very good to me. Like, we took out our Force of Wills, our opponent then resolved the Ancestral Recall into Stony Silence. Are we sure we don't want Force of Will? It just feels wrong. Like, maybe instead of having Defense Grids, you should be boarding up on counter magic like Force of Negations. Once again, I'm not the expert. I didn't win a vintage challenge with the 75. Somebody else did, but I did not. So I'm just questioning some of the deck building here. It might just be a bad league. Maybe I don't understand all the game plans. That's also a possibility. But this deck does not feel like a vintage deck I would want to play. I like Doomsday a lot. I like the last 2 decks I uploaded. The Beseech deck that I uploaded, and then the Jeskai Paradoxical Outcome deck. I love all 3 of those. Jewel Shop so far feels like a high roll deck to me. It really does feel like the vintage Belcher of the format. They play land number 3 and a Psychic Frog. Phyrexian Metamorph. That doesn't do me any good. We'll pass. They play Scalding Tarn. They attack for 3. I go to 12. They draw another card. Demonic Tutor. Okay. And now they fetch with Scalding Tarn. Time Walk. Lavinia. Alright, I'm good to call it here. We got smoked. So, James, I do appreciate you being a longtime supporter and this donation deck, but Jewel Shops is not a deck that I'm a big fan of. I would not recommend this deck for Eternal Weekend. Obviously, if you're going and you're playing it, hey, good luck. Wish you the best. But I would not play this deck personally. I would play the Beseech Storm deck first, or Doomsday, or that Jeskai Paradoxical Outcome deck. This deck is just not consistent enough for me, and maybe that's a skill issue. Maybe I'm the problem here. I know that this won a vintage challenge, but I'm just not a super huge fan, even with the addition of Tezzeret Cruel Captain. So everyone, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Good luck if you're going to Eternal Weekend. This video will release probably mid-September, but, you know, that's all I've got. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep storming. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and after you do that, click that join button. It contains all of our membership information, such as access to our members exclusive Discord, members exclusive videos, and the best perk in my opinion, you can watch all of our videos early, 1 to 2 weeks in advance. That way you're always up to date on the latest and greatest content.